Free Press founder Bari Weiss named editor-in-chief of CBS News after deal with Paramount. Hooray. I'm sure that this is great news. Paramount announced the acquisition of the Free Press on October 6, 2025, aiming to modernize content delivery and enhance journalism standards in America. Bias distribution, 44% down the center, 33% on the left, 23% on the right. So more reporting coming from the left than the right, but not a blind spot by any means. 85% of the sources are high factuality or above. I have a story pulled from Neiman Lab? I'm not sure. Let's see. Where is it? It's like fourth down on my factuality list, and it says it has a very high factuality rating with a center-leaning distribution. Let's read the article here. Lots of news coming out of the networks this morning. Bari Weiss, founder of the pro-Israel anti-woke Free Press, has sold the four-year-old news site to CBS parent company Paramount for a reported $150 million and is the new editor-in-chief of CBS News. And the left-leaning cable channel MSNBC has begun to split from NBC News with plans to be fully independent by the end of October. Both organizations are marking the occasion by sending a top 10 list of their values and principles to staff. And these lists offer a window into the different ways CBS and MSNBC are thinking about maintaining old audiences and reaching new ones. Here are the 10 Bari Weiss 10 core journalistic values from CBS. Journalism that reports on the world as it actually is. Journalism that is fair, fearless, and factual. Journalism that respects our audience enough to tell the truth plainly wherever it leads. Journalism that makes sense of a noisy, confusing world. Journalism that explains things clearly without pretension or jargon. Journalism that holds both American political parties to equal scrutiny. Journalism that embraces a wide spectrum of views and voices so that the audience can contend with the best arguments on all sides of a debate. Journalism that rushes towards the most interesting and important stories, regardless of their unpopularity. Journalism that uses all of the tools in the digital era. Journalism that understands the best way to serve America is to endeavor to present the public with the facts first and foremost. And here's MSNBC's official 10 principles from Brian Caravillo, SVP of Standards and Editorial Partnership for the News. Integrity. We hold the highest ethical standards. We respect the law when reporting news. We advocate for journalists' rights. We protect and defend free press freedom and the First Amendment. We respect our colleagues, our sources, and the communities we cover. We aim to be accurate in our reporting 100% of the time. If we establish that our reporting is flawed, we take prompt action to correct or clarify the mistake. We report news with an open mind. We aim to give the subjects of our original reporting an opportunity to comment before publication. The views expressed by our opinion journalists and contributors are based on accurate reported facts. The objective is to rely on sources we can identify by name in our reporting. When anonymity is the only way to report critical information, we aim to have sources with first-hand knowledge and be transparent about why we granted them anonymity. We use generative AI and other technological tools when they can improve our journalism, but we will not publish content created solely by AI, and we will disclose any public-facing use of AI. Ooh, I don't like that. We believe our audience is best served when our journalism reflects a variety of perspectives on the world we cover. We disclose to our audience any commercial initiatives that may intersect with our editorial content. We avoid any real perceived conflicts of interest. We do not accept gifts or favors that could appear to influence news judgment. That's an important one. Our journalists hold themselves to the same high standards of professionalism and journalistic integrity in their outside appearance and on their personal social media. I did a close read, and while there were certainly similarities between those top 10 lists, it's differences that are most interesting to me. Most Americans will never read these news organizations' policies. The memo's primary purpose is internal messaging, but they also provide interesting insight on how leaders are thinking at a time when Americans' trust the media has never been lower. Adults ages 65 and over, an example, the primary audience for both CBS News and MSNBC have significantly more faith than younger Americans in the media, Gallup noted last week. Those audiences are disappearing, and CBS and MSNBC are both facing challenges in attracting younger voters. A few things the author noticed. MSNBC's policies focus much more on journalists themselves and journalism as a profession. The policy is written from the journalist's point of view a lot. Lots of we, who we are, etc. Those first bullet notes, we advocate for journalists' rights. MSNBC foregrounds press freedom and the First Amendment. Weiss doesn't talk about those concepts at all. Her memo mentions America twice, once in the value sections, once further up in the memo, and American once. MSNBC's principles do not include the word America or American, but there is reference to the world we cover. CBS's values are laid out by Weiss's focus explicitly on journalism as a product for consumption and something that fills a function. It makes sense of a noisy, confusing world. It explains things clearly and rushes towards the most interesting and important stories regardless of their unpopularity. MSNBC's principles focuses heavily on traditional journalistic ethics, asking for comment, anonymity policy, not accepting gifts, disclosure corrections. Weiss doesn't mention any of those things. Weiss mentions politics and differing views several times. Hold both American political parties to equal scrutiny, wide spectrum of views and voices, best arguments on all sides of the debate. Paramount CEO David Ellison, who will oversee Weiss directly, also told the Wall Street Journal on Monday, "We want CBS to speak to that 70% of the audience that would really define themselves at center-left to center-right." MSNBC says, "We believe our audience is best served when our journalism reflects a variety of perspectives on the world we cover, but never mentions political parties or offering viewpoints from all sides." Weiss appears more enthusiastic about digital journalism that uses all of the tools of the digital era. MSNBC is warier and more specific. "We use generative AI and other tools when they can improve our journalism, but we will not publish content created solely by AI. We will disclose any public-facing uses of AI." Weiss's language emphasizes speed, rushes towards an earlier in the memo urgent deadline. MSNBC does not, though corrections will be prompt. Instead uses words accurate, accuracy, or accuracy 3 times. Weiss does not use the word accuracy, though she mentions being factual and the facts. Hey, thanks for watching this clip from Nightly News this morning. If you haven't, make sure that you drop the video a like, subscribe and turn on notifications so that you never miss a video or when we go live on Tuesdays and Fridays.